addition, the document maintains that the Council will act in accordance with the values of transparency, listening, support and partnership. With Nuneaton being classed as a heart town within the borough, the ability to access areas for development of sport and fitness are part of the Council's ethos, and the facilities at Etone are the only public available squash courts in the Nuneaton embedded borough, along with hockey facilities in the North Warwickshire region. With these lofty ambitions in mind, is the Council's apparent decision to hand the AstroTurf pitch over to Etone School without due consultation with clubs such as the Nuneaton Hockey Club, who have provided diversionary activities to engage with youngsters and promoted health in the borough for over 100 years, contradictory to the Council's stated aims noted above? Also, are the Council intending to hand over the pitch to Etone School without securing guarantees that the pitch will be A. fit for purpose for hockey? England Hockey have already raised concerns over the quality of the pitch, and we understand that capital asset funds in the region of £200,000 set by for maintenance of the Etone pitch by the Council will not be transferred to Etone School to carry out resurfacing. And B, guarantee that the pitch will continually be available for clubs such as the Nuneaton Hockey Club to provide a sporting outlet and promote health in the town. In addition, if the capital asset fund is not being passed to the school to replace the surface, and this is why the money was set aside to carry out, where are the Council going to spend this money once the community asset has been transferred, when a facility paid for from Nuneaton embedded Council taxpayers' money is being transferred to a school that is now an academy outside of Warwickshire County Council control, in special measures, short of finance, and being run by a head that has openly conveyed that sport is not a priority requirement within the school. In the interest of transparency and partnership, it is vital for the Council to reassess this decision before they deprive the citizens of Nuneaton of rights which they have enjoyed for over 100 years, namely the right to play hockey in Nuneaton and represent the good name of our town, and transfer a much-used community asset to a school in special measures outside of the local authority control and short of finance. The transfer of Etone Sports Centre and AstroTurf to Etone School needs to be readdressed, and as a growing club in the Nuneaton embedded borough, we urge the Council to review the decision that has been taken and look at passing these questions through to a scrutiny or task and finish group. Let us be clear, without an AstroTurf pitch in Nuneaton, our established and expanding club will die. Is this really consistent with the Council's aims?
Thank you. Can I ask Harry May to aspects?
Yes, most of what I have got in mind has already been covered, so just to reiterate, as Etone is a community facility built by the District Council for use by the community and used by several sports and meeting groups, what agreements, if any, would be put in place to ensure that this continues, and what sanctions would be available if any agreement was breached? The capital sum has been referred to, particularly with regard to relaying the all-weather surface, and how much of this would be transferred and available for the improvements, because as already been said, we know the school couldn't do it. Hockey, we recently celebrated our 100th anniversary, and should we not have Etone in the facility, hockey will disappear from the town. We'll have to play outside the town. I can't believe that that's what the Council really want to see happen, when caring and promoting, as has already been said, are part of the objectives. So what agreements are likely to be put in place to protect individual sections and their users? Finally, should this go ahead, and I hope the recommendation have it reconsidered is followed, but should it begin to go ahead, what influence is the Council likely to be able to retain over the facilities in the future, or is this simply an attempt to get Etone off the books and become someone else's responsibility? Okay, thank you.
Mine's much shorter. Basically, if the money is transferred to the academy, will it be spent solely on the AstroTurf, and how will the funding for maintaining the facility be ensured in the future? Because the funding will be okay for a short while, but what happens further down the line?
The Cabinet will be considering the report, dealing with the proposed changes at its meeting on the 1st of October 2014, i.e. next Wednesday. The report will be considered in public. Part of the Cabinet meeting is now available on the Borough's Council website. Members of the public and all representatives of the club will of course be able to attend the Cabinet meeting to make comments to Cabinet, and any decision that Cabinet makes will be taken in open and transparent manner. The report proposes moving responsibility for the management and operation of Etone Sports Centre and the all-weather pitch from the Borough Council and its leisure management service provider SLM to Matrix Academy Trust, using a mutually agreed community use agreement to supersede the existing dual use agreement between the Borough Council and use the agreement as a clear demonstration of continuing to work in partnership to improve health and reduce inadequacies for residents of this borough, as has been the case with the current dual use agreement for Etone since the 1970s. There are a number of key issues dealt with in the proposed community use agreement, including the renewal of the all-weather pitch in the near future, and in doing so we will look a condition in the agreement to take into consideration the EHB, England Hockey Board's policy in deciding which of the 4 EHB playing surface categories are best suited for local needs. The report suggests that the Borough Council will need to make a payment to the Matrix Academy Trust to ensure that the work will be carried out in a timely fashion. The actual details of the amount of payment, the timing of it, are still to be finalised. However, Matrix Trust have acknowledged the appropriate conditions will need to be in place to ensure the money that the Borough Council provides is used for the renewal of the all-weather pitch. Should the proposed new management agreements be approved, Matrix Academy Trust will receive all income from the use of the all-weather pitch and the sports centre, and will hence be able to use that income together with any of the funds they have available to meet their share of the renewal costs. Other key issues dealt with in the proposed community use agreement are preserving the public usage of the facilities, including the all-weather pitch, outside of school day, as is the case now, and ensuring that Matrix Academy maintain and repair the facility in an appropriate manner. A policy of affordable pricing that references charges at the Borough Council's other leisure centres will be put in place. A 10% discount for passport to leisure holders using the sports centre will be put in place. Free parking for at least 3 hours for the use of the facilities. Provision to the Borough Council of the usage figures for the sports facilities on a quarterly basis will go to scrutiny. Since the original dual use agreement was entered into in the 1970s, the approach to managing and operating the Etone Centre has been subject to several changes, but the public use facilities at the appropriate times has been constant throughout those changes. The Borough Council will ensure that the community use agreement that is entered into with Matrix Academy Trust will ensure that the public use of the facilities continues into the future. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
No, you don't have to go. Yes.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. In our constitution, can I move that this gets referred to a scrutiny committee for further scrutiny? Mayor, the constitution says that questions from the public can be referred to a scrutiny committee for further study.
Just checking. No debate. It's a straight vote. It's been proposed by Councillor Condarca that this be referred to a scrutiny panel. It's found a seconder, and I'm going to ask all those in favour of that proposal to show. All those against? That proposal is lost. Right. That concerns the public and their questions. Can I ask Michelle Condarca to ask her question?
I'm aware that the Borough Council does not have direct control of bus fares, but it does have influence. Currently, Stagecoach charges £3.30 from Nuneaton to Leicester and £1.90 from Bedworth to Coventry, whilst it is £4.40 to travel from St Nicholas Park in Nuneaton to Bedworth. Will the leader of the council ensure that his officers use what powers they have, for example via Section 106 agreements and bus station charges, to reduce these monopoly fares between Nuneaton and Bedworth? These fares are detrimental to the whole borough by encouraging people to travel outside of the borough for both work and leisure.
Well, first of all, Mr Mayor, the bus station charges are very low in comparison to the usage by bus companies. Nobody is forced to use the bus station. The companies that do choose to use it because it's obviously far more convenient for our residents to be finding most of the buses in the bus station. So I would suggest very strongly that the bus station charges have absolutely nothing to do with the very high level of fares which are charged by the privatised Stagecoach. I would point out, Mr Mayor, that this is not the Transport Authority and has no control over bus fares, nor influence over bus fares. The Transport Authority is Warwickshire County Council, and we have got it very clear in the last few minutes that Mrs Condarca's husband is a member of the County Council, so I would suggest she takes the matter directly with her husband.
Could I now invite James Pendington to ask his question?
I'm afraid he's not been able to get here from Shrewsbury in time.
No. And we move on to question 6. And can I ask Tony Grant?
Yes. According to the Office of National Statistics, the population of Nuneaton increased by 198 between mid-2012 and mid-2013. Will the council tell us how many new homes were built and or planning permission granted for and during that same period of time?
Councillor Tony.
Yes, Mr Mayor. Between April 2012 and March 2013, there were 270 new housing completions within the borough. As of April 2013, there was permission for 1,601 additional dwellings with planning permission.
Can I come back on that?
I'm afraid you can't.
Oh, but it's not satisfactory. It's not.
Give you an answer.
I know, but I'd like to scrutinise his figures.
Please sit down.
Will I have his figures? Can I have his figures?
And can I ask Alwyn Lane to ask this question?
Okay, thank you. Can the council explain how it profits financially from the government's New Homes bonus scheme for every single house it builds in the borough over the lifetime of the scheme? And as a result of that, how much money has the council received to date under this scheme? How much of that money has been spent? And what has the money been spent on? Thank you.
Mr Mayor, the New Homes bonus was introduced in 2011-12 and is an unring-fenced and time-limited grant, so it isn't conceived that this will be continuing year after year. It's important to know that New Homes bonus is partly made up of money that councils would have received previously in revenue support grant, so it's not necessarily new money. Since the financial year 2011-12, we have received £2.9 million worth of New Homes bonus, including our allocation for this financial year. Of this, £1.66 million has been The spend has included £1 million to fund the capital programme, £500,000 to support the general fund budget to balance it, and then smaller allocations to support one-off or invest to save initiatives, which will save us more money in the long run. However, Mr Mayor, over the same period, we have lost over 30% of our government grant, equivalent to more than £3 million.
Thank you. Can I now invite Alan Baxter to ask his question? We'll move on to item 7. This is questions by members. I have notice of 5 questions from members, and I remind the Council that there is no debate on these questions. Can I invite Councillor on the floor to ask this question?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I assume Tony Lloyd's going to answer this one. For the last financial year, this Borough Council had to pay out around £300,000 to developers in planning appeal costs. This year, the Council has made provisions to spend £250,000 on planning appeal costs. The major obstacle in the Council refusing planning permission for excessive and inappropriate development in the countryside was the Council's lack of a 5-year housing supply. The 5-year housing supply was last calculated at 1,524, based on data from April 2013. Since then, the Council and inspectors have approved about 1,200 homes. The current supply calculation needs to obviously take into account how many of these new approvals were already included in the land supply and how many previously excluded figures were, because it was over 5 years before they were developed, are now included. The assumptions also behind the Council's housing targets need updating. The target was 7,900 homes over 18 years, and this was based upon inaccurate population and employment projections. The latest modelling from the Joint Strategic Housing Market Assessment projects around 6,000 jobs will be created over 20 years in the borough, and this compares to 12,000 created in 18 years in the planning for the borough plan. Also, the population of the borough is expected to grow by 5,000 less than expected. If we do have a 5-year housing land supply now, the £250,000 provision could be used for encouraging job creation in the borough instead. Will the Council urgently update its housing supply targets and slightly reduce its targets so that we can establish that we do have a 5-year housing